What up, mathletes? Whoop, whoop. All right, let's do this today. Welcome to 12.2. Your learning target. I even wrote it down for you because we've got a bit of writing to do today. It's I will write and analyze compound statements by using logic. So for the rest of this lesson, I'm expecting that you're pausing in between, trying things out, pausing when you need to write down vocab, all that good stuff, and then hitting play so you can see me boot scoot through instead of sitting here waiting, pretending I'm waiting on you, right? So again, pause this, work through this warm-up. We'll talk in a moment. Okay, let's look at it. If an object is red, then it is not blue. Well, if it's red, yes, it is not blue. True. If an object is not red, then it is not blue. Well, if it's not red, we don't know what color it is. We just know it's not red. We have no idea whether it's not blue or not, so this is going to be false. If an object is not blue, then it is not red. Again, same thing. Not being blue doesn't mean it's not red. It could be red, as long as it's not blue, right? So this is going to be false as well. In our last sentence says rewrite the statement as a true if-then statement. An even number is divisible by 2. Well, there's two choices we have. I'm going to choose this one. If a number is even, then it is divisible by 2. I said there was two options because I could say also if a number is divisible by 2, then the number is even, right? I could go either way on that. Awesome. All right, well, it's time for our vocab, so let's take a look at it. Vocab. Where are we at here? Oh, I go here. Perfect. So a lot of writing today. Sorry about that. You're just going to want to pause this. We're going to talk about statements today. Any sentence that is either true or false, but not both. The truth value, though, is the truth or falsity of a statement, so whether it's true or false. Negation, a statement that has the opposite meaning as well as the opposite truth value of an original statement. What we're really going to hit on at the end of today's conditional statements, a compound statement that consists of a premise or hypothesis and a conclusion, which is false only when its premise is true and its conclusion is false. And the converse of a statement is a statement formed by exchanging the hypothesis and the conclusion of the condition in the statement, of the conditional statement. So we'll talk more about those later, what that means. Go ahead, again, pause this, write it down, but I am heading back to the math right now. Awesome. Okay. There we go. Statements are represented. You ready for this? We're going to get into this now. Statements are represented by P and Q. We use the letters P and Q for statements. And a negation is called not P or not P. This is a tilde, I think is the name for that little symbol. It's a little wavy line. And it just means not P. So whatever P is, not that. If P is I like to go for walks in the park, then if that's my statement for P, then my negation or my not P would be I do not like to go for walks in the park. Okay? So we're going to determine the truth value of the following statement. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. Well, a quadrilateral just means a four-sided figure. Is a rectangle a four-sided figure? Yes, it is. So this is true. A rectangle is convex. Remember convex? That means there's concave and convex. Convex just means it's that nice straight line on the edge. So a rectangle does have that nice straight line. So this is true. Not P, or, yeah, that's not P, so I read that. A rectangle is not a quadrilateral. Negative Q. A rectangle is not convex. That's what it means not. We just go opposite. Or when we have the negative, or the little squiggly line right there, the not. Compound statements. Let's talk about it. So now we've learned about statements P and Q. They're just different statements. So in this case, P is a rectangle, it's quadrilateral, and Q is a rectangle, it's convex. Now we're going to talk about what do we do with conjunctions. First of all, a conjunction is true only when both are true. And how do we write a conjunction? We write it as P and Q. Or another way of saying and is using this symbol right here. It looks kind of like a TP. P and Q. Okay? That stands for P and Q. And a statement like that, a compound statement, so a collection of two statements, is only true when they're both true. So if I said something like, I can float on water and I like chocolate. Well, I like chocolate, but I cannot flow on water. So that would be a false statement because it had one side false. In a disjunction, it's different, where both have to be true for this to be true. Only one has to be false for it to be false. In a disjunction, it's true when what? It is true when one or both are true. So a disjunction is written as P or Q. And or makes sense. You either want a sandwich or you want to take a nap. You can choose one of them. Lots of choices we have in life, right? And another way we write it is P or Q. Okay. Now we're going to determine the truth values. Write down determine the truth values. Determine the truth values below. All right, determine the truth values. Okay, so let's look at this. We see for P, the statement is angle ABD is congruent to angle EBF. Let's see that. ABD is congruent to angle EBF. That's a true statement. Those are vertical angles. We know that because these two have arrows on the end. Let me go ahead and zoom this up for you. And move that down, okay? We know it's true because the arrows on the ends of these lines here tell me they're lines, and when two lines intersect, their opposite angles are vertical. So that's a true statement. Angle ABD and angle CBD are complementary. Well, let's see, angle ABD and angle CBD. Well, they certainly look like they could be, but nothing tells me this is 90 degrees. I don't know that, so this is false. And last, the measure of angle AB. I said A, I meant E, so the measure of angle EBD is 180 degrees, and yes, that's true. From here to here is indeed a straight line, which is 180 degrees. Okay? So the first thing I want to do is we're going to mix up these statements, and it is 180 degrees. That's true. We see it's a straight line, so we know that's 180 degrees, by the way. And now I'm going to mix up these statements in different ways. We're going to determine if we come out with a true statement or compound statement. So let's look. Let's do P or Q or R, excuse me. So let's look at Q. What is the statement we've created right here? It is angle ABD and angle CBD are complementary. I'm going to shorten this, comp, period. And it's Q or R, or the measure of angle EBD equals 180 degrees. Well, let's look. First of all, this is an or. This is a disjunction, and we only need one or both to be true. So we only need one of these to be true. And angle ABD and angle CBD are complementary. We know that's false. We already determined that's false. And the measure of angle EBD equals 180 degrees. That is a true statement. So because of this, Q or R is true. Boom. Now let's write the next statement. We're going to do P, I think it's or again, yeah, P or not Q. That's how you read it, is not Q. So let's write P down. Angle ABD is congruent to angle EBF. All right, so it's saying angle ABD. So ABD is congruent to angle EBF. We already have that marked down. Those are adjacent angles. And it's or, what are we told? Not Q. Since Q's angle ABD and angle CBD are complementary, it would be angle ABD and angle CBD are not complementary. So, angle ABD and angle CBD are not complementary. Okay? So what do we have here? Angle ABD is congruent to angle EBF. We already know that's true. They're vertical angles, so that's true. This last one right here says they're not complementary. It may be that they're not. Maybe they are. We don't know. Nothing tells us that they're 90 degrees or not 90 degrees. So we're going to call this false. But again, one or both are true, so this one is indeed going to be a true statement. And then last but not least, not P and Q. So not P, angle ABD is not congruent to angle EBF. That's a weird looking F. What I was thinking there. Not congruent to angle EBF. And then, what are we doing here? What's our deal? We're going to do a conjunction. So this time we're going to do an and. So we're going to say and Q, which is, we have not P, which is angle ABD is not congruent to angle EBF. And we're going to do Q, which is angle ABD and angle CD. Where do we need to go? And angle CBD. And angle CBD here. Sorry about that. So we got angle ABD and angle CBD. Are complementary. So they add to 90 degrees, right? Well, let's see. This is a false statement because they are congruent, and a false statement. Our definition up here says in a conjunction both have to be true. Neither one of these are true, so this is ultimately false. All right? And I know the first one was true. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the next page. Take a look and see what's in store for us. This is probably a great breaking point for the next video, but make sure you get all this stuff in there.